Jesus, fine. We'll give them to you, no problem. But don't take it too, oh, it's okay, then I don't have to take notes. I think the whole idea is to understand. And then you see, learning or referring to our notes or notes given to you would be more useful. Narrow gate and really tells us only one true church. Matthew chapter 7 verse 13, right? You can see Jesus verifies so-called narrow gates that leads to salvation. Because he says so clearly in that enter, it's only one, the. And he elaborates further, for wide and broad is the way that leads to destruction. There are many who go in by it, you see. So the narrow gate, according to him, is only one. And he further elaborates, because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life. Difficult in the sense that we have to preach, we have to study, we have to humble ourselves, and then entering into this narrow gate will lead us to eternal life. This, in a way, already answering why there's so many churches in the world today and denominations. Jesus affirmed one narrow gate, one door. That door mentioned by him in John chapter 10. You can see in John chapter 10, especially verse 7 and also verse 9. He talks about the door of the sheep. Door, the only door we enter through the door, that is he himself. Who is Jesus? Okay, so John 10 verses 7 and 9, combining, we just must see there's only one now, get one true church. Okay, door. Entrance, isn't it? In other words, there's only one way, one entrance. Come in time. This guide, of course, is beautiful. But I also see Acts of the Apostles. Many people, brought a lame person to the beautiful gate. Right? Spiritually speaking, we have to do the same. There's only one beautiful one. And then that person was healed. One fold. So one that we have a little bit more in John chapter 10, verse 16. In John chapter 10, other sheep. Jesus said in this verse, John 10, verse 16. The other sheep I have which are not of this fold. In other words, by that fold, there must be other folds. Not true? Because he said, I have to bring other sheep to this fold. If there's this fold, other sizes in the same verse, I must bring, and they will have my voice. There will be one sheep. Let me learn from here further, you think, in terms of, let's say, asking a question. There's one teachers for today. I'm just passing on. Can somebody answer? No, it's very sad. We don't know all your names. We can see your faces. Because you are not 100%. Wow, you finish the sentence. That's my. Okay. You got my question now. Using this verse, what other important teachings on that? Apart from one fold, one true church. John.
There could be a possibility that the other churches that could come to us under the flock, right? So
Can you hear him at the back? I'm sorry, you have to use it. Facilities must be used. If not, it is useless.
I was saying there could be different churches come to us since it's one flock. We are the church is the main flock, right? We're the main fold, and then the other denomination could come to us.
Main flock.
Yeah, we're the only.
Find it main. Okay, anything else? Anybody else want to add a bit more? Because I'm still looking for a little bit more information on this verse. It's difficult to get from this verse, brother. Okay. Fanny. Who is Fanny gone? Oh, it's the one, yeah. Okay. Thank you for the, Okay.
I think it's like what I heard before, like in other countries, we have some like they are from different church or they do not belong to any church, and then but they believe in the same thing like us. And then when they know, like when our church members preach to them, and then they know like, oh, this is the true church, like we believe the same thing, but then some of them they do not belong to any church before, and then they will come to our church. So it's like, I think that's a verse in the Bible. It says like the sheep of God will listen to him. So like all those who believe in the same will come to us at the end, I think.
Okay. A bit more. What do you think? All right, no problem. Okay. What Jews? Jews, okay. So you think this verse refers to non-Jews, the non-believers? Believers, non-Jews, or which one?
Those who are not from Israel.
Non-Jews, but believers.
This is the same as all the nation, like your heritage.
Okay.
All the nation, this is the thing. Like the fourth year is the beautiful who are the most awesome. So we want to bring you out of it. If you are not of this world that you will be.
Okay, anybody else?
Actually, there will be one flock and one shepherd. So
Mm.
this is another shepherd.
I want you to look at this. If we can look at this verse again, read that verse again. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Huh? This fold. This fold. What does it mean? Those who follow Jesus, of course. Huh? And them also I will bring. Them refers to other sheep. Huh? Folds. That's a very important message. And they, look at this grammatically, look at it carefully. In terms of tense, timing. And they will hear in the future, right? Yeah? They will hear my voice. Whose voice? The voice of God, the voice of Jesus. There will be one flock and one shepherd. So what else do you think? Have I given you enough hint to add a bit more on this? In terms of the one true church. If we care to pay attention to the sentence structure of Lord Jesus, we can also a prophetic message. Let's ask another question. Was the church established already, the apostolic church at the time? No. He's already talking about this fold. Which fold? Which one? It's very prophetic in a way. Of course, you can say further those. That's not wrong. It's a future. So this message is very prophetic. In other words, Jesus knew that many denominational churches must come after him, definitely. And this we will verify later on. No? Don't you think Jesus would have known at you can see nation? Of course. And actually, many folds, FOS, many within them of Jesus are the archship Jesus refers to. The archship are the believers of Jesus. And yet, this sheep wanted to this fold, that is the true church, either to the apostolic time or to the TJC in time. So, from this verse, we can see in the preaching of the gospel, already, it's God's provision, I think, even though for the past 2,000 years, many denominations and churches have sprung up and established without the 100% foundation of the truth. And yet, this can be the little hills, so that the highest mountain if we just go and preach to, non-believers of Jesus, I think that is quite a hard task to do. For example, in Africa, because we'll talk about Africa, AMTC, as I mentioned, more than 90% or even 95% of the TJC members nowadays in Africa were already believers of Jesus. Othership, sincerely searching for the truth. These are the people, by God's grace, we are bringing them to the one true fold. So one fold only. This is happening. Okay? One flock of God, of course, is another emphasis. One flock. Same verse, talk about one flock. That means all of the same in terms of foundation of the truth, doctrines of salvation. One shepherd, one Jesus. Okay. So one fold, one flock of God. It's only one. It's only one. Let's move on quickly. In Matthew chapter 13, which we will explain a little bit more, but just in passing, we want to talk about it. Chapter 13, verse 46. One pearl of great value. One. The emphasis, what we are doing now, what we're emphasizing now is one true church, using different prefigurations. One pearl of great value. Only one. Matthew 13, verse 46. Matthew 13, 46, you can see in the end time. You can see a true seeker is likened to a businessman, a merchant, seeking beautiful pearls. These beautiful pearls can refer to different churches or denominations, at least outwardly for the past 2,000 years, or less. You can see many denominations have established themselves, seemingly very beautiful. But that beauty could be outward, without the perfect gospel. But you can see a merchant, there's a truth seeker, would go from one pearl, eventually he finds one pearl of great value, great price, only one. They're beautiful pearls, might not be of value. Something beautiful might not be, because it could be very out. One pearl of great price. The emphasis is great value. Only one of great value. This definitely refers to the one true church in the end time. If you look at this, the action of the merchant, what are they? What are the actions of this one businessman or merchant? Actions. Katrina, where are you? Actions of this person. Can you speak louder? Where's the microphone? No idea. Okay, Katrina, Lindy. Where's Lindy? Yes. From UK, of course. What are the actions? There are a number of actions here. So, use the microphone.
Not working.
My microphone is not working.
So he has.
Okay. Anything else?
Giving up what he has.
Okay. You have mentioned one action. Yes. Yeah, why not? It's open.
The English expression for when you believe something is buying it. Like, I don't buy the story, right? Have you ever heard of that expression? When you believe something, or you don't believe something, you would say, you were purchasing something. I don't buy that story. Or he bought it hooked. So here, and then he bought, in place of that, he bought this world of great value. Then he tossed everything that he had for replaced soul. And he tossed away everything, all he's learned before, consider as of no value. Now Jesus Christ. So,
Anybody else?
I believe Katrina.
Katrina.
Because if we start from the verse 45, it's like seeking beautiful pearls. It's not seeking a beautiful pearl or the beautiful pearl. But when it turns to verse 46, it's like he had found one pearl of great price. It's one pearl. But if he is looking for beautiful pearls, how come he had found one and sold other he had?
Okay. The answer is reversible. Actually, it's got three actions. Number one, searching for beauty. We refer to different denomination churches, really, and they can be very beautiful. And this is true in Africa. Many of the people, before they are baptized in the true church, they have been through many great denominations. In the eyes of people, pearls, beautiful, whatever you know, possible. Different churches, different denominations. But then eventually, after going seeking, then studying, this is one action, isn't it? To study, this is beautiful. This has got 1,000 years history, right? It must be good. So seeking and trying to find out the value in this prose, right? Eventually, with humility, with God's grace, there's only one pearl that is of great value. How many? Only one. This happens in Africa. For example, we baptized many people. Most of them were Kabas, all right? But because of their humility, if God's, they have heard. Brother just mentioned now. When mentioned just now, that this truth seeker would sell everything for selling. Selling means getting. It's not for saying I could. We have sold this car. So he forsook. Then receiving the value of that pearl. Because of the value of that pearl, you receive that pearl. Actually, later on we see, actually, this is very true in a true church. The starting point of the true church started with one person. He forsook everything, not just physically, but also forsaking all the wrong teachings. And he came to the truth. This is amazing. There's only one proper value. So these few actions continuously being executed by true believers True believers doesn't mean they have come to the true church or in Jesus, but not is brought to the house of God, the flock of the Lord. The emphasis is one pro on Ephesians chapter 3 tells us very clearly, verses 14 to 16. Move on. Ephesians 3 verses 14 to 16. You can see the whole family in heaven and in earth is named. It's only one family. One household mentioned in Galatians chapter 6 verse 10. By the way, we have to move on a little bit quicker to finish what we want to share together. Galatians chapter 6 verse 10. The household of faith. Galatians 6:10. So whole family in Ephesians, the household of faith, only one. Both of them refers to only. The household of God also is mentioned. Household of God, chapter. It's only one. Ephesians 2:19, right? Verses we can see it's only one family, one household of God. If it's only one household, it means only one father. I mean, chapter 4, the 7 walls here, one true church. The truth of one body is mentioned so many times in the Bible anyway. Look at Ephesians, you can see many times. If you look at Romans, you can see the same. You look at 1 Corinthians, you also see this one body, one body, one body, so many times. Revelation chapter 21 verse 2. One holy city, only one. Revelation, John saw the holy city, not a holy city, the holy city, only one. Of course, we all know this holy city New Jerusalem refers to the end time true church, or to the apostate church, because of so church refers to the holy city must be unless it says to the church. That's true. It's coming out of the emphasis the same word. One. And the whole throne belongs to whom? God and the Lamb. Lamb. Oh, he says so clearly. How many? The emphasis? One. Let's come to chapter 19. Huh? Is it chapter 9? Yeah. Okay. Revelation, no? We will talk about this more later on, about the name of the church, future church. But this point I'm making, next point is Jesus rides on only one white horse. He only rides on one white horse. Not two white horses, only one white horse. This can be seen from verse 2 of chapter 6, Revelation. Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. Jesus sat on only one white horse. Later on, when we talk about the name of the church, through the church, we can confirm clearly his rider on the white horse is Jesus. Okay? But the emphasis now, for the time being, is only one white horse. That means one true church. This is also seen in chapter 19, verse 11. 19:11, only one white horse, Jesus sitting on. It's very interesting. Chapter 22, verse 2. 22, verse 2. One tree of life that we mentioned the other time. Only one tree of life on either side of the river. That means this tree of life is very abundant. Can cover the whole river, even across the river, on either side. But there's only one. One tree of life, referring to the one true church. Is that clear? This one. One tree of life. So profuse, covering the whole city. We'll have to go to another point quickly. If you look at the Bible in the Old Testament, how many promised son of Abraham? One. Who was his name? Very good. Only one son of promise, Isaac. Before son of Isaac, referring to prefiguring one true church. Why? A few points to remember. Number one, I will Paul for your reference. Romans chapter 9, verse 6 onwards. Romans chapter 9, verse 6 onwards. If you compare this with Galatians chapter 4, verse 21, I repeat, they'll be given to children of flesh and the children of promise. On woman. And the children of promise must be the children from Isaac, so-called son of the free woman, which is Sarah. Okay? So just understand what I'm talking about, and then of course we can study further. There's time we can research it. The whole idea is from these two sections of the Bible, Paul talks about they are children of the flesh and children of promise. Flesh referring to descendants through Ishmael. Promise referring to descendants through Isaac. Two kinds. One is a promise. Yeah? One is not a promise. That's the first point you have to bear in mind, no? But if we look at this a little bit further of the same, for example, Galatians chapter 4, verse 21 onwards, we said, especially from verse 23 to 25, Galatians 4, you can see, according to Paul, the children from Hagar, he called Mount Sinai. That symbolizes what? The children symbolize Jerusalem at the time, to mean the children of bondage and the flesh. What does it mean? It means all those, especially the Jews at the time, without the truth of the gospel and the Holy Spirit. These are called the children of Hagar. Because they did not want to believe in Jesus. In a way, they were still under bondage. But the Jerusalem above is free, according to verse 26. Chapter 4. That symbol of the believer Jesus, according to should so where is it? Can now of Sarah. Also believe the promise. This is just become today's situation. So, and yet, but you definitely see mind, according to Paul, the sense of promise. Okay, Jews promise, but this promise. Okay, what can you say? If somebody asks, what is so unique about the birth of Isaac? About the birth of Isaac. This is the last question. React. Yes, already promise. You wrote the birth of Isaac from nothing to something. From nothing to something. Do you understand? The birth of Isaac was from nothing to something. Ishmael's birth was of the flesh. Right? Ishmael did not come from God's promise. Born out of human will. Well, these have been like fabricated by what? By human will, concepts, teachings, just like descendants of Ishmael. They're not from God, not the will of God. It's not promised. It's not promised from God. From Isaac, the birth of Isaac is from nothing to something. Isaac. No more, nothing. And yet created something, Isaac, from the Sarah, barren, and that something that is how Isaac come about. Which is preaching, especially to the church, any denomination. It did not happen to exist. Amen. They are giving birth to the true church. So the Holy Spirit established the true church. The use of power. Nothing in something. This is even we were created by God, the workmanship of God. This is very special. So in the end time, there are so many. At the same time, we can something referring to the coming of the true church. Isaac was born of prophets. I don't even emphasize. Isaac was born of prophecies. That can be seen in especially Genesis 17. And we all born. Another point. Well, Genesis 31 and possible to receive inheritance. No, could not. Today, yes. Church shall inherit the heavenly kingdom. So the true church must be born of promise, just like Isaac born of promise to receive the heavenly kingdom. No. One more point before we break up. Isaac. Only the descendants of Isaac, Abraham, and prophecies through pertain to something, can be entitled to have inheritance. Ishmael, born of what? Sarah. Huh? Another born of Sarah. Hagar. Huh? Part of the same father. And this is very significant. Pay attention. Huh? This is very important. Yes. Ishmael was born and Abraham, but not warranted. By the same way, same manner, by the same topic, many other churches and denominations some this God, the same God as we worship. We share the same, but not the same mother. If we don't preacher in the shall we have a kingdom. This is important. Bring but with much. Like in the stuff, believe we have to bring them to the same mother. That means to be baptized in the one church before being able to receive the heavenly inheritance. So you can see one, I said, referring to one church, is very profound. It's, right. Eventually, you can see one church must be built on the same chapter 4, verses 4 to 6. You can see this. We have identified at least more than 21 proof of one church. To prove there's only church. Definitely useful in Africa. We always preach this when people ask, how do you know it's only one church? Preach this and then pray how to get them. One messages of church. We're going to pray.